Oh, I need my phone. Some light. Hey guys. I don't know if you're on yet. Let me share this out to groups. Uh, it's been a morning already. It's today Monday. God, I can't think of what day it is. June 17th. Good morning, Rose. How are you? First thing on. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Trying to just get everything together and get it shared out. Give me one more moment. What is going on here? I feel daffy. Okay, let's see how this works. I think I'm only allowed to share to groups that I am. Yep, still in jail, guys. Still in jail. Certain groups I'm not in jail with, though, so it's weird. Some I am and some I'm not. So some I've been reported. Maybe now they've changed it to only in the groups that you've been reported in. I don't know. So strange. But I'm sharing it where I can. It's strange. I think it must have to do with people shaking their phones and not realizing it. Because some groups are letting me share and some aren't. Or I've offended a lot of groups by posting these and didn't even know it. But so this morning has been interesting. I slept really, really well. And but my dog has been getting sick all morning, which makes me really sad. And I need to take him to the vet. That's the next step. So I need to get this kind of done quickly this morning so that I can get him checked out because he's puked 4 times this morning and it's not normally his behavior. Good morning. Yeah, it's Gus. Good to hear saying good morning, Gus. Good morning, Ducky. I'm glad you're feeling good, Rose. It is Gus who's getting sick, and it's not normal for him to get sick. He's usually my steel stomach guy, so I'm afraid he maybe he's gotten something from outside. Like maybe he's eaten something outside that's not good for him that I didn't catch because I'm watching 3 dogs all at once when they're all doing their business. Hey, Janet Moon. Good morning. Good morning, Karen Albano. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry too, because he's usually like my high energy, follow me around, sort of glued to my chest little guy, and he's not. He's hanging out in the other room, hanging out in his kennel, throwing up in his kennel. I'm kind of worried. I hope he hasn't eaten anything that's like not beneficial to him. Um, we'll see. And they're all due for their shots on the 21st for their like workup for the year, you know, their rabies and all of that. So I think I'm just going to take him today by himself, which will make it easier for me in the long run than dragging all three of them 3 blocks to the vet. And I'm going to have him overlooked and checked over and maybe get all of his shots done a little early. And good morning, Kristen Rebello. Your job interview went very well. I'm glad to hear that. That's nice. Stay focused on the positive. Good, 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 good. Okay, so, oh, and I forgot to title this. Let me see if I can title this really quick. Still figuring out these titles on these videos. It's weird. Engelgeist. Daily. I think I'm supposed to do this before running the video. Monday, June 17th. God, I don't even know what day it is. 2019. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe. I know we're due for a bunch of rain tomorrow, so we will see how that happens. So it would be good to get one of the dogs done early, I guess, a little bit above schedule, because it's the 17th. So, and I'm worried about him. I don't like that he is so like he's puking. He never pukes. This is like the first time he's ever puked in the 2 years that I've had him. So, and he's puked like 3 or 4 times this morning, once in the bed, which is okay. I didn't get upset with him. I just told him to get out of the bed, and then he puked again twice in his kennel, and then once now, just now in front of me. I didn't even see him puke while I was in the kitchen. So I'm going to try and get him off to the vet. So I'm going to go pretty quickly with today's card, just because he's sort of my priority right now. So let's bring ourselves into present time, take a couple deep breaths, acknowledge the time that's just passed, let go of yesterday, let go of tomorrow or the future that we might be thinking of as we breathe out. Feel our feet firmly planted in the now, in the present time of where we are currently, and just relax into that. Because there's so many distractions, you know, puking dogs, you know, busyness, things that need to get done. There's going to be so many things that are going to pull our attention and pull us right out of this present moment. So what we're doing is we're trying to get centered into the present moment through our breath, deep breaths, inhaling the positive, exhaling the negative, resetting our system for the day. And now let's look for a card for today, which would be June 17th, Monday, for insight and enlightenment into what to expect today. We are using the hand camera today, so you guys can kind of see how the shuffles work. Do you see that? There's like a crispness to a shuffle. It almost makes me feel a little bit angry. Like, not angry, but like that there might be some frustration. And see how these cards are not really wanting to fully come together? So there's some resistance today. That might be our resistance to our situation, to what we're dealing with. That could be resistance from the outside situation coming to us. But the cards are coming together. And see here how they sort of stick? It's showing me that there's some manipulation that needs to happen on our ends, some adjustments that need to happen on our ends, some open-minded thinking, and again, we have that stickiness. So it's not going to be like a super smooth day, but it's not going to be insurmountable, okay? It's not the end of the world today as far as what we're dealing with and how we're dealing with it, you know? It just is going to require some open-minded thought and some creativity for us to be able to work through situations or people or environments or things that get thrown in our path that we're like, I don't want to deal with that. Just stay positive, similar to like how Ducky always is. Stay positive, think positively, and sort of you'll find different ways either around the situation or through the situation in ways that you wouldn't otherwise normally say relate to it. Like maybe if our normal barometer relation is to get upset and frustrated, be like, fuck this, I'm out of here, then that's not going to work for us today because we're not going to get it done. So this is an opportunity to learn how to sort of get in there, open up our minds, and change how we operate to be able to get these things done, and that the resistance and the stuckness isn't as bad as we think it is. And when we start to work our way through it more and more, and we start to think differently, and we start to open our minds up to different thoughts and different ways of being, the easier this is going to become, and the less the resistance is going to be able to take hold or affect us. Okay, so let's look at today's card. Today's card is the Hierophant. Interesting card. This card is all about knowledge. It's all about learning. And I can also put it up in Buddha, just so you guys can get a closer look. See if I can switch to the Buddha camera. Oh, now it's not giving me Buddha camera for some reason. What's going on here? Okay, it's only giving me hands camera, so there must be something wrong. I'll have to have Josh look at it. Let me hold it up closer. The Hierophant is a major arcana card, so there's a lot of power to this card. There's a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of learning to this card. What I want to say is this card is, again, a card about going inward and knowing what we know. This card is about silently and quietly teaching those around us about what we know. I love that this card, he has this half moon over his crown chakra, which means claircognizance to me, meaning our knowing, our seventh chakra, which is at the top of our head, really accessing what we know to be true for ourselves and not letting the sort of the craziness of the outside world sort of affect us, right? Today would be a good day to sort of stay strong. It's Monday, it's the beginning of the week. Let's not let the Mondays, the blues, or even like say in my case in point right now, my dog is getting sick and I could easily wrap up into this panic mode of, oh my God, what's wrong with Gus? Hurry, let's get him to the vet, and have my energy all go sideways. And it's all about running to the vet and maybe not even finding out an answer. The vet might be like, oh, we don't know. You know, he's just a little sick. Here's some antibiotics. The truth of the matter is if I use my Hierophant energy where I stay calm, I remain calm, I remember that I'm in control, that I have knowledge, that I know how to take care of my dog, that I know how to take care of myself, that I know how to do the steps in the order that they need to be taken care of, where I can still sort of maintain myself and my strength and my ability and my education, right, in what I know in life, and move through the chaos that the world presents me without having to sort of succumb to it or be overwhelmed by it. He is protected here in this little shell. He sits back from afar and he watches everything. And as he's watching, he's learning, but he's also teaching. You know, I've noticed sometimes when I'm quiet in groups, people pay more attention to me when I'm really quiet because they're nervous, because they're like, well, why are you so quiet? And I'm just observing. And there's nothing wrong with observing, but sometimes you get a different take when you observe. And then it also, when people say, well, what's so wrong? Why are you so quiet? They start to key in and start to observe. They start to listen to what's being said and maybe start to realize that, oh, wow, what's being said is kind of frivolous or doesn't make any sense or isn't really that important. And I'm not saying that people and their needs and their desires and what they're talking about isn't important, but I think that in the long run, sometimes it's nicer to be quiet and sort of take in our environment and then act accordingly. And I feel like that's what the Hierophant is about today. So, like I said, with that shuffle, if we find ourselves experiencing some sort of resistance, some drama, some trials, some tribulations, if your dog is puking all over the floor first thing in the morning, instead of getting super worked up about it, just know that he's going to be okay. We're going to be okay. We can deal with this. We have the knowledge and the strength to deal with this. We don't have to get all wrapped up in it. We can keep a safe space or a safe distance from it. We can use our knowledge that's already instilled inside of us to sort of not manipulate, but maneuver through the situation without the situation sort of overwhelming us or controlling us. There is a little bit of fear with the Hierophant, I think, too, that sort of hidingness is like, don't necessarily, I would say the downside would be is don't necessarily hide what you know. You know, don't deny what you know from yourself. If you, thank you, off subject, but I love the coffee mug. Well, thank you. I'll just give the coffee mug a feature here. It's a blue and white Mexican pottery mug. Thank you. You know, don't let sort of any self-doubt or just because other people, here's a good one, just because other people don't think the way we do when we're running our Hierophant energy, when we're being deeper, more introspective, more knowledgeable, more in a teaching mode, more in a There's a compassion here, but it's not a clingy compassion. It's not a compassion where we need to fix things. It's more of a place of allowing things to be as they are because we know that we are okay no matter what's going on around us, right? And so some people might determine that or decipher that as, oh, you don't care. But it's not true. You do care, but what it is you care more first about your foremost self. And that's the most important thing, because if you don't do that, you don't have anything left to give to others. And the Hierophant has so much to give, so much knowledge, but the Hierophant doesn't necessarily need to prove that knowledge, right? He doesn't necessarily need to come out of that shell and force himself. You know, when people come to seek it from the Hierophant, it's there and available to them, but it's really a personal knowledge that we're able to use for ourselves, to get ourselves through situations that may sometimes, you know, overwhelm us or baffle us. And I think as a hero, when we're running our Hierophant energy, it's like it doesn't necessarily baffle us. We have the knowledge, we have the strength, we have even the ability to teach others just by being who we are. We can do it silently without much demonstration. We can just sort of be who we are, and people pick up on it. They feel the I don't know if it's seriousness is the right energy, but they feel the awareness. And so sit in your awareness today, no matter what the day throws at you. And let me tell you, there's quite a few things going around in this card, around this Hierophant. There will be things thrown at you today. There will be memories that might come out back. This elephant always makes me think of memories, how the elephant never forgets. There might be memories, painful memories. There's opportunities for growth and blooming with this flower here. There's opportunities to have joy. There's all sorts of opportunities in the universe. It's really about where do we choose to take our valuable learning and our valuable self and our valuable attention, and where do we choose to put it upon, right? And so we're stepping back in this card today and starting this week with a decision about whether or not we want to put it where we want to put it. Does that make sense? Let me refer back to the beginning of the week. The beginning of the week is time space. So this card kind of fits into that. It's a very spiritual card, similar to time space. It's about stepping back, taking that time, taking that space, and getting further clarified on what it is we want on a deeply spiritual and educated level. And I think that if we spent time yesterday pondering those things, this is the next step of that. It's again also a major arcana card like time space. It's about meditation. It's about getting clear on who we are and what we want, protecting that, and not and allowing ourselves to have that, and not necessarily worrying about what others think about it or how they perceive it or how they experience it. Okay, so stay in that strength of the Hierophant today. Remind yourself that you have the education and you have the ability, the capability to teach others. And just through being yourself, just through remaining calm, just through connecting to spirit, just through accessing your intuition, accessing this claircognizance here, this knowing at the top of your skull. Trust your intuition. It's strong. It's there. It's there to help you. People may not always get it. They may not always understand it, but it's not for them to understand. It's yours. Okay? And this goes along with all of that moon logic shit that we were looking at all last week. It's about this balancing of learning to trust ourselves. There's this period right now. We've got this full moon tonight, too, guys. This is a period of choosing where we're going to go, how we're going to hold ourselves. What are we moving with us into the new moon? Are we moving it with us into the new moon? A position of power, like the Hierophant, a position of education and power that might be sort of, I don't know, a little. Hold on, let me see if I can zoom in on this really quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me see if I can do this. I might be able to. Let me see, did that help? That helps a little bit. Okay. So that little zoom in there with the camera gives us a little bit more to see there. So I'm just going to say this. This card is definitely wise. You have wisdom, whether you believe it or not. You might think you're a hot mess. I do from time to time too, but you got to stop believing it. You got to start giving yourself credit where credit is due. Start being a teacher. You don't have to inflict your teachings upon others. I don't want you to be out there going like, oh, you know what you need to be doing? This is what you need to be doing. That's not the Hierophant. The Hierophant is sort of like pulled back and lets people come to it. Lets people learn through its behavior, its way of operating. And trust me, people are paying attention. And when you're in this card, when you're in this space, people take notice, okay? Hi, Aline Montiero. It might have gone offline because I went to go uh, adjust the card so that it was more close up. I think I'm back online. So don't be scared of the moon, Regina. It's actually a good moon. It's a strawberry moon in Sagittarius. It's supposed to bring very beneficial things. And I think that that's why this Hierophant card is coming up. And I think that's all last week why it was about the balancing of the intuitive and the logical mind, is because we need to sort of meld the two and start working with all of our faculties to really strengthen ourselves. And the Hierophant's telling us that too today. So this is a powerful card and a strong card. You guys, please like, share, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it. I would love to get 100 YouTube viewers so I can change the name of the channel from my gaming tag, which is Neptune Wakes, to Engelgeist, so I'm easier to find on YouTube. I'm at 90 subscribers. So manifest me 10 more subscribers on YouTube, please, so I can change the URL address to Neptune to Engelgeist so that it matches the whole thing. And enjoy everything that you experience today. Remember that you are quietly in a seat of power with this Hierophant card. You can trust your intuition, you can trust your judgment. You can even, in the trusting of that, you're actually showing people inadvertently how to trust their own intuition and their own inner judgment. And that's a powerful thing. All right, I need to go because I need to tend to my dog. That's my first Hierophant task of the day, is to remain calm and see that my baby is okay. And I know he will be. It's just a matter of taking a few steps that need to take place so that I can be self-assured that he is okay and he can feel better and be back to his sweet baby self. My YouTube link, I think, let me see. Can I put it in here? It wasn't letting me. Ducky, do you have my YouTube link? I hate to go to Ducky for everything. Let me see here. I should have it in here somewhere. Oh no, that's the wrong email box. Daryl. Abraham. Gotta get so much crap email, it's crazy. Let me see if I can put this in the comments. Sorry, guys. Ducky, you just shared the links. So this link here has everything. My YouTube page, my business page, how to book a reading, where to find me on YouTube and subscribe. Please hit the bell so you're notified. Please comment on these videos too, guys. If there's anything I say that during your day, at the end of the day, if you rewatch the video and you go, oh my God, he was right. That did happen to me today, or I did have that experience. I would love, love, love to hear about it and would respond to it on YouTube, on the comments. I think that there's a whole part to YouTube that I'm not figuring out yet about how to promote myself. And I need to figure that out because I think that YouTube is really where it's at. There's people over there doing amazing, amazing work. And I want to get to that level. So I'm working on it. But use that Linktree link, and that will help you to find me. It will also show you how to book me via PayPal for private readings. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys this week. I will be on again tomorrow morning for tomorrow morning's forecast. I will also talk to Ducky about doing another pop-up event this week. We might just do a pendulum event because we had a little bit of fun with that last night. And so we will see how that all goes. All right, you guys have a great day. I'm sorry I can't stay on longer, but I do need to go tend to my dog. All right, I love you all. And remember, no matter what the energy is for the day or whatever's been predicted for the day, you guys are blessed. Stay in that blessed energy and stay focused on it, and your day is going to be just fine. All right, have a good day.